Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mobile Weekly / Mobile Q&A, where we go over all latest news that happened during the week of mobile and tech and answer your questions live. If you have a question you want to ask, just ask it in the comment section down below, and I will answer it before the end of the show. Alright guys, as I mentioned last week, we do have some new merch, so if you want to take a look at it, go ahead and check out down below. We have one posted to it. I really like the new merch. I am going to get some samples of them this week, so I can't wait for that. But without further ado, let's go ahead and start off with the news, which we have a lot of Samsung in today's news and some Google. So first off, the big news has to be the scandal of the moon. The moon landing was faked by Samsung. Or was it? Alright, so basically the space zoom fake moonshots. Are they controversial? Not really. But was Samsung being misleading? Maybe. Maybe their marketing department was. But it really was something that happened. So let me give you the background if you haven't heard about it. So first off and foremost, the biggest thing was on Reddit. This guy, I Break Photos, did a lot of cool research and a really cool test overall to determine if this was accurate. So what he did was he basically did a low res shot of the moon and took it with the camera. Now, as far as I can tell, if I'm not mistaken, I'm trying to remember, I read through this article when it was published, and then a lot of things came out after. So, but I want to say he zoomed in the monitor. Yeah, so I think he did use the regular camera, not the zoom one, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong. But basically what he did was that this is what he got from the photo of the fake moon. So basically what he did was he took a shot of the moon, de-resed it, made it very small, and then blurred it, so that, you know, it would be like, okay, this was what a picture of Samsung taking a photo of the moon would pretty much look like. And then when he did that, you know, this was what he got. And then, oops, wrong one. Sorry. Where is the side-by-side that I was looking for? He had an image. Here it is. He had an image that was side-by-side. So this is the image he took. And then this is what Samsung did with more detail. So what he's saying is basically, so Samsung is faking, essentially, their moon photos by basically creating detail on it that isn't there. And it is and it isn't. So he argued the fact that it's not AI, it's not computational photography, because what it's doing is basically, you know, doing screen optimization and putting an image of the moon there. Now, the hard part to prove of that is that no matter where you take an image of, you get a better photo. So, you know, you're not going to get the same shape of the moon every time, and it is AI learning, because what it's doing is essentially doing computational photography and knowing what it's taking a subject of and improving what you want to see, which is AI. It is computational photography. So although it is doing the standard HDR effect, right, where you take multiple shots at different res, or sorry, not different res, but different lighting, different exposures, putting it all together and having that, it is also basically using its screen optimizer to know what you are taking a photo of and using references from that to do it. This is not the same thing that Huawei did, which was literally put a image on top of it. It's not the same thing. So here's the thing. Is it a fake photo? No, I wouldn't say any of them are fake, actually. Is it a change from what your camera originally took? Absolutely. You can see that, though. You can literally see that when you take the photo, it's doing the image processing in order to do it. So yeah, it really is a whole thing of that where you have that ability. Sorry, someone said daylight savings time, and I'm like, all my clocks, I swear, are set to the right time. They are, but I was just like, okay, wait, hold on. But yeah, so that's the whole thing about it, is that it is still using AI. It's not exactly the biggest thing ever in terms of shocking that they're using reference points in order to improve the image, because that is what scene optimization is. It's literally using AI to up the quality of the scene. Now, what do you guys think about this? Do you guys think it's like, if you have, let's just say, a picture of a keyboard, right? If I took a picture of this keyboard right here, and I took a picture of that, would you want the software of your camera to know what a keyboard looks like in order to maybe fill in the font that is a little bit blurry? So basically, like, oh, the ASD doesn't look quite right in the photo that I just took, but it does correct it with the scene optimizer. Let me know. Do you guys want your camera to essentially take a better image with references? Or do you guys like, no, I just want it to take the image as is? Because for me, if it is clearer with computational photography and AI photography, I'm for it, but I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts. That would be an example, though, of what happened with this. The picture isn't as clear, so it uses reference images. Like, okay, I know what this is. I know what should be there. Here is details that you would expect to see from this kind of shot, and there you go. Let me know what you guys think. All right, in better news for Samsung, I definitely am a huge fan of this news. Last week we talked about how the Galaxy Watch 6 may have a more dome glass display, much like the Pixel Watch does. However, the awesome news that we are now hearing is that the Galaxy Watch 6 Pro might just bring the bezel back. I am here for that. Like, I am so here for that. Let's really separate the two with fashion. I am totally down for that. Like, it would just be so perfect for us to get a much better image and much better variety of have the, beautiful one, all that kind of stuff, be the standard Galaxy Watch 6, and have the Pro be the Pro. Bigger battery, bigger screen, and definitely better functionality with that rotating bezel. I am here for that. If Samsung does both of them, I think Samsung, you have the best of both worlds with that, and I think it will be very successful with that. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. I am here for this. Like, yes, let's do bigger battery, bigger screen, more functionality for the pros, and beautiful jewelry-like design for the Watch 6. All for it. All for it. Let's separate the two. Let's make it really, and I think, honestly, Samsung will have a hit on their hands if they do that. All right. Now we go more, and that is with the Galaxy Fold 5. And the Galaxy Fold 5, if these rumors are true, is nowhere near as exciting this year. Nowhere near as exciting. It's why, if you wonder why so many tech reviewers are just hungering for more competition in the foldable market, it's because if Samsung does this, they truly are being complacent as being the only foldable out there. And I really hope the Pixel Fold comes out, because I think this will change their mind a lot. All right. So, two big things posted by Ice Universe, obviously very reliable when it comes to talking about Samsung products. And that is, the outer display on the Fold 5 will remain 6.2, which, after seeing other phones upgrade that, we would hope that they would do the same. But it looks like they're going to keep it at this same kind of resolution. I could live with that. Totally live with that. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with purchasing the Galaxy 5 or Fold 5 with that. What I'm not okay with, the cameras remaining the same. Like Samsung, we're not asking for the brand new cameras in this phone. We're not asking for that. We're asking for the 4-year-old camera for the 108 megapixel, or actually, I guess you did upgrade it 2 years ago to a new 108 megapixel sensor. We're asking for a 108 megapixel sensor that will give us a natural bokeh effect for this foldable device, and you can charge us the $2,000 for it, and we'll be okay with that. What I honestly think is what I'm going to do a video on separately tomorrow, but basically what I feel that Samsung should do with this Fold is the Fold 4 is going to, not sell as much when the Fold 5 comes out, right? But Samsung can pull an Apple in a sense and just rebrand it. Do a Galaxy Fold 5 Lite and basically make it the Galaxy Fold 4 with the updated processor. Just do that, right? And make that $1,500. There you go, Samsung. Make that. And then, or make that the Galaxy Watch 5, or Fold 5 even. Make that the Galaxy Fold 5 for $1,500. Don't upgrade anything on the Fold 4, but the CPU, and that's it. And then that'll be the Fold 5. Then make the Galaxy Fold 5 Pro $2,000, built-in S Pen, and built-in 108 megapixel camera and bigger display. Do that, and you will corner the market way more than you are now. You will have a lower entry-level one that will gain a lot of people because it's now a much lower price. And then you can even go a little bit higher in your price because you've gone down a little bit over the years, but charge $2,000 for a Fold Pro 5 and make it the absolute best phone possible. Basically, literally combine the Fold 4 and the S23 Ultra into one phone, and that's what will sell you the most phones. Trust me. I know your brand. I know the consumers. That will do the best. But let me know what you guys think. If this happens, it seems like they're not going to change a lot, and that is just so disappointing. Let me know what you guys think, though. All right. Sorry. Still was sick during the week. I had to even call out of work, so that's why I the problem is when I get sick too, my voice, it's literally the thing that goes, and it just sucks because I can't do videos. All right. Google announces Google I/O, and this is going to be in May 10th. I am super excited for this. I actually reached out to Google and said, like, hey, guys, can you send some of your Pixel team out there, which I'm a part of? I would love to go there. So we'll see what happens, but I am so down to go for the event, but we'll wait and see what is happening there. But what do we expect from Google I/O this year? Well, I would definitely say the biggest things are going to be the Pixel 7a, the Pixel Fold, and the Pixel 8 lineup is not going to all be there as Engadget things, as Phone Arena things. I think the biggest things that are going to be there are the Pixel 7a will be announced, if anything, and I mean announced. So if anything, this will be announced, and I think it will come out in June or May at the earliest. No, actually, this is announced in May, right? So I think it'll come out in June or July. Last year, the 6A came out in July, if I'm not mistaken. So I think it could come out the same timeline. We know the Pixel tablet will be announced, so that will be announced. And possibly the trump card might be the Pixel Fold. The Pixel 8 isn't coming out till later on down the line. That will be coming out in October, as usual. But those are the two. I mean, the Pixel 7a, I think, will be a good hit, as always the A series is. And we'll get to that in a second. And then I do believe that having the Pixel tablet with a Google Home kind of look for a docking station will do very well. The biggest thing I will say that I'm very curious about with this one is the Pixel Fold real, or is it going to come out? Because that one is something that I'm majorly hyped for. All right. Then we get to some of the leaks about this one, which is the Pixel 7a has leaked. And it is sporting the Pixel 7 design now with the new camera bar on there, and is expected to now have the same processor, so the G2 processor on there, the 50 megapixel camera bump upgrade, so that'll be really good for that. I mean, it's really going to be interesting to see this phone, because it's like, if you just want a great camera, if this has the Pixel 7 camera, like, man, it is really good, really good. So yeah, I'm very excited for the prospect of this. And other than that, it looks very similar. 6 gigs of RAM was last year's model. This one will have 8 gigs of RAM, so faster, and 128 gigs of storage. So look, I'm here for it. I am totally here for it. We'll have to wait and see if it gets that, if it gets the 12 megapixel, or if it gets the 50 megapixel. I think if it gets the 50, it will be a game changer for this. And there is some sense to that, because then Google is just making one camera sensor now instead of making 2 different ones. I know Google doesn't make them, but their orders are going to only come in for one camera sensor. But we'll have to wait and see. I am here for this. I always love the Pixel series. The A series is really good from Galaxy 2. Which I really loved the last year's one. I didn't get to do a video on the channel for it. I got it and just never had the time to do it during the move. But yeah, very excited to see how this one goes. All right, and then one last thing is the Samsung Galaxy S24 should be really high end in terms of speed with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 that will come out, because currently right now it's being talked about that it will reach up to 3.7 gigahertz, which is kind of crazy that we're getting that fast of speeds in the single core testing. But yeah, I cannot wait to see that. I just hope that they keep the battery life gains that we made with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, because the battery life on that has been really good at managing things. So hopefully that stays with it. Alright guys, and that has been the news for today. Now let me know your questions. If you guys have any questions or thoughts, let me know in the comment section down below, and I will answer it before the end of the show. Alright. Daylight savings time, man, of course. Yeah, yep, it is a daylight savings time. How many people like daylight savings time? Anyone? Anyone at all? I know I don't. But yeah. Let's see. Howdy, Ricky. What Samsung buds are better for noise canceling, the Pro or the Pro 2s? Wait for the Bud 3s. So the Pro 2s are going to be the better noise canceling overall right now. So those are the ones I would recommend. The bezel was my question last week. I definitely waiting for that, right? Yeah, man. And again, we saw last week that the Galaxy Watch 5, or sorry, yeah, Galaxy Watch 6 was not going to have any bezel, and it's going to look more like the Pixel Watch in terms of design. So we were like, oh man. And then this ray of hope came out saying, like, actually, there will be a big thing with the there will be a big thing because of the fact that we are going to get now a really, really awesome ability, and that is to have the rotating bezel on the Pro. So I'm hoping those are all true. Like those two, man, I would be super excited for. That's why I kept the Galaxy Watch for Classic, because of the bezel. Totally understand that. I will say the 5 has a much better battery life, but if you get the best of both worlds on the 6 Pro, you are winning. Samsung sitting back and not doing much because they are number one. Bad idea. I agree. That is stupid. Stay ahead so you don't have to ever rush to get back ahead. $2,000 and you get 4-year-old cameras. Good move, Samsung. Yeah, I mean, oh, Jesus. There's not much innovation from year to year, and it's not only Samsung. Totally. I will say that obviously there's not much innovation from other brands always at the same time. I will say this past year from Samsung and Google, I am happy with the video quality upgrades. I think they have been substantial, to be honest. But you can't reinvent the wheel in every single category, I guess. That's the biggest thing. So we'll have to wait and see what that will look like and be. But yeah, I'm very curious to see how that will turn out. Is there any news on the Flip 5 and what changes would you like to see? I mean, I would like to see a bigger screen, right? That is what we've seen from the Oppo N2 Flip, and it's the preview of the Moto that leaked is an entire front screen on the front flip part. I don't have my flip with me, but basically the entire front part is all screen with 2 camera cutouts for the main camera. That design is awesome. We covered it, I think, 2 weeks ago from MWC. So, yeah, I mean, just really awesome when it comes to that. But that was the last news we got on the Flip 5. Like, its competitors and what they're doing. Hopefully that will push Samsung to do the same. But we'll have to wait and see. Evening, Ricky. What would be the difference between the 7A and the 7? You know, that would be a good question. They would have the same processor, same RAM, and same, what is it called? RAM and storage, if I'm not mistaken, too. I think the 128 gig is the start for the 7. So what would be the main difference? Off the top of my head, the neural processor, so the processor for cameras, is not on the A series. It's only on the higher end series. So what that means is when you take a photo, it does take longer to actually process with the A series compared to the full series. But overall, both are really good. I still have the first Samsung smartwatch. I wish I could put the camera on the new watch. That's hilarious, man. Wow. So you have the Samsung Gear. Was it the Gear or the Gear S that was first? I think it was the Gear S. No. Oh man, it's been so long. Wait, so do you have the Galaxy Gear S or Galaxy Gear? I'm trying to remember in what order was first. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I feel like at first it was the Gear, then the Gear 2, then the Gear S, then the Gear S2. The Gear S was the really wide one. So I want to say it's the Gear first. That one was the one with the watch, the camera on the watch band, and then came the Gear 2, which I think was the watch right here. But it's been a long time, so I'm trying to remember. The Gear was the first one. There you go. Okay, yeah. So Gear 2, I think it was Gear S1, then Gear S2, then Gear S3, Gear S4. And then Galaxy Watch was after the Gear S5, I want to say. I don't know. It's been a while. Let's see. Do you have a PS5? Oh, wait, sorry. I realize the S23 is a great phone, but all the software updates for the S22, I can't justify trading in for just $600 because bill credits is not for me. Battery, like, better, but not everything. Totally understand, and that's the thing. If it doesn't make sense for you, you shouldn't do it. It's that simple. Like you should never upgrade if you don't really need to. If you just want to, make sure you think about everything else you could spend that money on before you do. Is what I would always recommend. But yeah, no, I said from the beginning. Do I think it's worth the upgrade? Yes. I think if your main point is camera and video, then it is worth the upgrade. Now, to be fair, the S23 will be better as an overall camera eventually, right? The S22 has a camera that they used for, I want to say, 3 years now. Um, that basically is a really amazing 108 megapixel camera, but more than anything, they refined it and refined it with software. So that's the biggest thing for it. The S23 has a better sensor, but they haven't refined that sensor with software as much yet. They don't have enough real world testing. So that will continue to get better. But if I would take a photo with both right now, I think it would be a hard one to which one's going to be better, because one has better hardware and the other has better software. Do you have a PS5, and what accessories do you have for it? I do have the PS5 VR2, which I'm starting my review process for it. Hold on one second. I do apologize if you didn't hear me at the beginning. I am still sick. I'm at like 90% better, but the stuffy nose is already getting to me. I can feel it. I do have the PS5 VR2. Started my review process with that. I don't have the DualSense Edge yet, but I did check out, and I'm pretty sure I did a video on it, the PS5 Pro controller, the first Pro controller, which was the Scuff. Did I do a video for that one now? I'm trying to remember. I'm looking back at some of my old videos. I don't know. I did one on the Pro controller for Nintendo, but now I can't remember if I did one for the PlayStation one. I might not have. Wow. No, I didn't do one for the Scuff. I probably should do one for that. But then I feel like if I do that, then I have to do one for the Edge, which I've been trying to avoid, because I don't want to buy the DualSense Edge, because of the fact that although it's a great Pro controller and it has better fine tooling than any other Pro controller, the problem that I have with it is it's white, and I would want to get a black one. So I just, the Pro controller I got from Scuff is all black. It's super beautiful, super great looking. And I already have, I think, 3 PlayStation controllers. Or 4. Do I have 4? I think I have 4. So I've already bought an excess, right? I think I bought 2 white ones when they came out. Then I bought the black one when it came out for PlayStation. Then I bought the Pro one in black from Scuff. So many. But yeah, other than that, I do have the PlayStation headphones, which I think are called the Pulse 3D. So I have those as well, and those are all the accessories I can think of off the top of my head that I have for the PlayStation or the PS5. I hear they are talking to S24 Ultra this week. We just got the S23 out now. Yes, but already rumors are running wild with the S24. And the main thing about the S24 is that the Snapdragon Gen 3 is going to be up to 3.6 gigahertz, which is basically 0.5 gigahertz more than what we have right now, which is just a huge bump year over year. So it's just exciting for that part. I have the Gear, then I bought the Gear S with the big screen. My brother still loves the Gear S so much. That curved display, he always wanted a new one for that. Have you seen the TMU ads? What do you think of the marketing promotion standing out? I've only seen, there was one at the Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't seen any others besides that. Maybe I'll look some up. I think it's an interesting branding that I've seen on the App Store, because they do a lot of ads, and every time I download a new ad, I swear that one is there, as a recommendation as an ad. So yeah, really with those, I will say that with the quality that they have for the ad, I like the hook. Dress like a billionaire, basically. It's such an interesting, great marketing in terms of a single hook line. I have to check out more of their regular marketing ads, but just that alone, I love. How interesting is that? Like, oh, I can dress like a billionaire, but I'm spending very low money. Because basically, from what I know about the company, it is a lot of Chinese brands that basically make the same material for high end products, but without the huge markup that those high end products make. So you can get affordable stuff. So that's what literally saying, like, hey, you can dress like a billionaire, but it's like, because we're not a brand name, you're going to get such a cheap discount. So whether they are quality after that remains to be seen, but we'll have to wait and see how that goes. Has anyone shopped from that website? Let me know in the comment section. Do you think the S24 will finally get a wide camera update? God, I hope so. Like, man, if that's one thing I hope the S24 will have, is that it would be so good. So good. I want that update so bad. Everyone forgets about the ultra wide camera, and Samsung has been the worst offender on it. They have not changed that camera for, I want to say, like 6 years at this point, at least. I have the gear. I love Samsung, but they lost me this year with the Galaxy S23. Mostly $600 trade-in. I still have the S22. They lost a lot of people with that trade-in. I'm very curious what will happen with the Fold after the trade-in backlash. Now, the rumors were that they sold really good, actually, still for pre-orders with the S23 Ultra. What they didn't sell much good for is after the fact. So we'll have to wait and see how it turns out overall, how many sales they get overall during this time. And I'm also very curious if they have a really good deal for Prime Day in July. So, yeah, that'll be interesting to see. So basically another Wish. Yeah, I wonder about that. That's the biggest thing that I wonder how they are. Um, which games do you play on the PS5? Are you going to get the WWE 2K23? Yes, I've already purchased WWE 2K23, so I have already purchased that. I'm currently playing Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy, so that one is the one that I'm currently playing. The whole family is basically playing it right now. And my son just loves when I basically, he wants me to kill the spiders, so I just fly around and find spiders to fight. They're very big spiders, and he gets scared, and then he's like, kill them, and then yeah. So that's the gist of it, basically. But that's the current game I'm playing right now. I was playing God of War Ragnarok. I know I've not beaten it still. But when the Harry Potter game came out, I kind of put Ragnarok to the side for a time being, just to help that. But man, I always say, like, I am truly a gamer that doesn't have time to game. That is the definition of me for sure. I only get the Switch system. Yeah, I do have the Switch and the PS5. I do not have an Xbox. I've never owned one. I have a gaming laptop as well, and then I do have a Steam Deck, which is basically like a portable gaming laptop in a Nintendo Switch body. It is amazing. I love it. I just, again, don't have time to play it as much as I would like. I feel there is a part of me like that always feels guilty playing a game sometimes. Like I haven't played the Hogwarts game as much as when not with my son, for instance, just because of the fact that, like, I'm always like, I could play this, or I could be doing a video, or I could be editing, or I could be working on my 9 to 5 job. These are always things that I feel like I should be doing instead of playing video games too. So there's the whole guilt thing, and then, spend time with my kids, spend time with my wife, all that kind of fun stuff. It is something that I don't know how I can ever overcome until I eventually would go full-time YouTube, if I ever do that. But I think that's if I ever go, I think full-time YouTube, I would not only get to game more, but I think I would start doing live stream gaming. I want the Pulse 3D. Is it any good? I absolutely love the Pulse 3D. And if you're getting a PSVR 2, as far as I can tell, I have reached out to Sony for comment, but I haven't heard back from them yet. I think that's the only one that works perfectly with the PSVR 2. Now, the PSVR 2 does come with little earbuds, but if you want a more immersive, very much louder too, because the earbuds aren't that loud, experience with VR, with their VR headset, the Pulse is the best solution for that right now. So yeah, I'm very happy with the purchase, and they go on sale a pretty good amount too because they've been out since launch. So I would definitely check them out. I think there's the Steel Series one, the Arctic Sevens, that are really supposed to be good too, but I end up going with the Sony ones. And then Sony has their own brand called Enzo, if I'm not mistaken. The Enzo 3, 5, and 7, and the 7 is kind of like the quality of Pulse, but with even a better audio and better mic. Um, Indeed, they have a pretty good hook. Is there any curved screen TV still in production? No. There is curved monitors now, actually, which is funny enough. Um, so curved monitors kind of took over the curved TV because curved TVs were seen as obsolete because of the fact that if you had more than three people, you didn't have a perfect viewing angle. So curved monitors are still seen a lot because of the fact that if I have a curved monitor in front of me, I am in the center. I have the perfect viewing angle for it. But if I am over here, I do not have the perfect viewing angle. If I'm over here, I do not have the perfect viewing angle. So that was the problem, that when three people sat with each other, only the middle one really got the perfect angle, and the other two on the side of them didn't get the perfect angle. So because of that, that is one of the biggest things that they didn't weren't as popular as they once thought. Now, Samsung did make one that is now coming to gaming monitors, and it is a foldable curved. So basically, you could actually literally push a button and it curves in, and then it straightens out. Curves in, straightens out. So it was both. Corsair came out with one last year to also do that, and then who was the one I saw at CES that could do it as well now? Uh, I think it was Dell. I'm not positive on that. No, LG had one that you can click with a button now. So you could push a button and it goes in like I forgot how much it went in, but it had two steps. So it had like a slight curve and then a full curve. And the full curve looked beautiful. So yeah. Let's see. Um, I ended up having an update because the S22 would tell me I have full bars and but not on the registered network. Interesting. It might be a SIM card issue or eSIM issue. But yeah, try unregistering from the network and then registering again, seeing if that works. Restart your phone, see if that works. But if it not, then it could be the SIM card for sure. TMU delivery time is much faster than Wish. I have heard that. Why did TV manufacturers stop making 3D TVs, Ricky? I thought they were pretty popular at the time. So 3D TVs were never popular. I will say that. In terms of sales, you can look at the data. They just never sold as much as regular TVs. First off. But secondly, the reason why 3D died is because people didn't like it. And more than anything, the people not fully liking it or embracing it, Hollywood did it cheap. They didn't go the James Cameron route. They didn't film every scene with two cameras so you can literally get 3D effect. No, they basically said to post-production companies, hey, we need at least 2 to 5 scenes in 3D. make it happen. And then they told their directors, hey, keep in mind, any fight scene, give us a long shot so that we can have something look like it's flying in, and the 3D shot will look really cool. That's what happened. And you got crappy 3D. The only movie I would ever say I really loved in 3D besides Avatar 1 and 2 was actually more animated than anything else. And I do find that animation, because of how it's done, it's easier to make in true 3D. And that is, it was Tekken. It was a Tekken movie that came with Tekken Tag. I forgot what it was called, but it was a Tekken movie that came with Tekken Tag. Was that the PS4 or the PS3? I forgot which one it was. I think it was the PS3. But yeah, it came out with it, and it did the story, and like multiple scenes looked amazing in it throughout the movie. But at the end of the movie, the entire ending scene with devils and all of this kind of stuff looked amazing in 3D. Just like beautiful. And that was the only other one that I would say. Every other movie, I used to have to see 3D because I would always see movies opening night, and literally, Hollywood got so behind it and movie theaters got so behind it that they didn't give you an option for a non-3D screener most of the time. Even if you didn't want to see 3D, even if you didn't want to pay more to see 3D, you were only left with the 3D option. Then, luckily, more IMAX not 3D theaters came out, and also Dolby non-3D came out for AMC, and then we stopped needing to watch it in 3D, and then movie theaters realized that, people are watching more of that, and literally our 3D ticket sales are not doing as well as the other ones. At first they thought it was a pricing thing. Oh, well, it's because 3D costs more that we're making less sales. But when they started doing IMAX and Dolby Vision and higher end cinema, and people went that way instead of going the 3D route, then they knew it wasn't pricing. They found out, it's actually because it wasn't, people didn't want to see 3D. So yeah, that's why 3D failed. It was, I don't blame the manufacturers as much. The manufacturers were trying to figure it out. They had 3D glasses. They improved the technology so much for 3D without glasses. They improved all these different things that they tried, but it never took off because of the content. It was one of those things where they were trying to make something happen, but the content wasn't there to back it up. It's why so many other competitors to YouTube fail, because they do not have the content. And without the content, you just can't last. Also, real rumor that is the S77 Ultra is a device to hold 1 gig. Thank you, Quiet Storm, for reminding me about my app. So, yes. Oop. Do we not have it playing? Oh, it's not over this one. Boop. There we go. All right, 51st Date Questions is an app that I created right here. You can download it on the Google Play Store or Apple App Store. You ask them a question, they ask you a question, you have a perfect first date, or you have a great date night game. You have a lot of fun with it, and you find out how compatible you are. 51st Date Questions in the store, and that is my shameless plug of the week. Oops. Wrong one. All right. I need to get a 55-inch TV for my bedroom. I'll only be streaming, and would like a good quality TV. Any suggestions? I would probably go with... So I would probably go with a... what do you call a TV? A TCL TV, I would say, for that kind of price. So let's go ahead and take a look. So TCL 55. And what was your budget, or did you tell me a budget? Or you just want a good quality one? Okay. Um. So 55-inch. All right, 580. Let's just do it by price. 4 series for $319. All right. I think this is this year's and this is last year's. All right. So let's go with these two. Let's go with these two because, like I said, I'm pretty sure this is the one that just came out this year. And the last one and the other 55-inch, maybe not. Let's see. Does it tell me what year it came out? If this one came out the same year, but this one doesn't say Dolby Vision, so that's why I believe this one is the one from. Oh no, it does have Dolby Vision. Okay. I like the Google TV version much better than Roku. That's my preference, but they do have both options. The Google TV version is actually cheaper right now, though, too, so you should know that. Okay, this is 60 hertz. Was the other one 120 hertz? Let's see. Let's see. All right. No, that one's still 60 hertz, also full ray. Okay, so I do think they look about the same. So yeah, I would go with either one here. But let me tell you the difference. So first of all, you have this 55-inch that is a 5 series. It's QLED, so really good full array, which means it's gonna be very well detailed on all sides, everything like that, right? So really good. But here's the thing with this one. With this one, it's going to be really good. You can even get an open box for as low as $363. I would take a look at open box. I buy a lot of my electronics open box. Yeah, I think this camera right here that I'm using was open box. The new camera that I just bought was open box too. So I'm all for open box. I've like saved. I think on the latest camera that I got, I saved like $600 from open box. And it was missing the battery, it was missing the manual, it was missing all these things. I already had the battery. It's the same battery as this one. So, like, I'm fine. I bought another battery, too, for $20. So, like, definitely recommend getting a box. That's my opinion, though. If you don't feel comfortable, hey, you don't have to get it. Sorry for the crying if you can hear that, guys. I think my son's being put to sleep. But, so there's this one, right? Then we have the 6 series. Now the main difference of the 6 series, which by the way is on sale for $50, and then you can get an open box for $486 for this one. But the main difference about this this one is the fact that this is mini LED. Now mini LED, the main thing you should know about it, it is much brighter. So it is a lot brighter than your standard one. And you really are going to have a much better experience if you have a lot of windows in your bedroom. Again, you said it was a bedroom TV, so I just wanted to point that out. This one also has a 120 hertz display, so it's going to look better for gaming and action scenes. So if you have a gaming console in there, then that would be good for that. So yeah, those are the two for that. And yeah, the Roku one's even more expensive than this one, so up to you what you're looking for, but those are the big differences. So yeah, I will send you the links for both of these, and if you do use them, they're affiliate links, so they help me out, but hopefully if one of them helps, that it will be worth it for you. All right, so this is the TCL 5 series. And then you have the TCL 6 series. And if you're looking for something particular, like if you know I want an LG or a Samsung or a Sony, let me know. I can try to find that for you. But I would say TCL has been very, very good when it comes to having just a really impressive quality. So yeah. All right. Let's see. Is now the time to jump on the S23 Ultra or wait for a newer version? I would wait right now. There's no big, huge savings. So I would wait for maybe, I don't know if they'll have a sale for Easter. I don't know if they'll have a sale for, the links aren't working. The links do work for me. I'm not sure why they wouldn't look for you. I'm literally under, an incognito browser and they're working for me. Try them now. Sometimes it takes a minute or two to work, but yeah. Hisense is a great company. I just feel that they're focusing so much on their projectors now, which are the best in the industry, that I tend to go to TCL more now. I have a Hisense TV in literally the next room, so I'm not dogging Hisense at all. I just I feel like that. Yeah. Links are working for me. Odd links. Okay, so links are working. Okay, just want to make sure. All right. Let's see. So yeah, for the S23 Ultra, I would wait till a big sale. Ask me if the sale goes on, and I usually get emails from Samsung about all their latest sales. So if there's something that really is big, follow me on. I would say Twitter is the main spot, or I mean Instagram or any of those. And I will always try to post when there's a big sale that I would recommend people following. I do post it on here as well too, but on YouTube, I feel like not as everyone sees the post. I don't know. Have you guys ever seen my post on YouTube? Let me know. I feel like most people don't see the post. um, so yesterday I went to a family party and filmed everything in 8K, not because of the video, but because the screenshot had a greater resolution for pics. All my iPhone friends liked the pictures. That's hilarious. That's a very interesting concept to do it that way so you can have a better picture. Um, yeah, I don't know if I would always do that. I would definitely record in 4K, but man, that's an interesting way to do it. I wonder how the video would turn out. Um, and which phone did you have? I'm just curious about all these things. Do you think LG will ever make phones again? And what was your favorite LG phone? I just saw. I was like thinking about a leather backing the other day. I forgot what company. I was like, man, if that company comes out with like a leather backing, that would be so good. Um, I think that the LG G4 was one of the best looking phones ever. I loved the leather back of that phone. I just thought it was really, really high quality. So that was one of the ones I liked the most. I think it came after the G3, which had a lot of software issues. Um, but yeah, I think the G4 is the first one that comes to mind, at least. Let's see. And do I ever think LG will make phones again? I do not, at least not right now or anytime soon. I got a new SIM card and went to Ubreak I fixed, and they told me I would have to ship out the Samsung. Alt offered me $1,000 to update. Wow. Yeah, Ubreak iFix is an official what do you call it? Repair service for Samsung. So I don't believe it would cost you anything. But yeah, you would need an alternate phone in the meantime. So not sure what you would want to do in that case scenario. I mean, it's kind of sucky to update it for $1,000 because or yeah, because even though you would get $1,000, which is really cool, you spent more than 1,000, I'm guessing, to get the phone. So much that a lot of them like them so much have posted them on their Instagram. I'm not sure what the first part of that message was because you retracted it, so I'm not sure. Will AKTVs ever catch on, Ricky? I know you're not much into content for it. Yeah. So the same issue, right? That there's not a lot of content for AK. So while I do believe it will catch on eventually, I still think it needs to become more affordable. So I'm guessing we still have 5 years minimum before you see it get to the point where it's going to be affordable. I think micro LED will be more affordable before AK. So, yeah, micro LED is expensive right now. I see your posts sometimes. Okay, I do usually see them, but it would be awesome if YouTube had them pop up a notification in the area of my phone. Yeah, I would agree with that. AT&T offered 700 credit towards an S23. That's nice. It's nice they're offering more. I have a fold and the front screen destroyed. What is the best way to fix it? What we just said earlier, You Break I Fix. It's a certified repair service for Samsung. Unfortunately, Samsung does cover usually cracks on the interior screen. No charge for the first year, but that is not true for the outside screen, I believe. But that would be the best place to go to fix it. You Break I Fix. It's purchased by Asurion, so Asurion now owns them. So you can search for either one on Google Maps and you'll find it. Not that it's everywhere, but they're the most wide selected of all of them. Does Sony have a cloud game like Xbox? Yeah, they do. It's not as popular and it doesn't have as new games. Typically, games don't go on there till they're like 6 months old, and definitely not at launch. So yeah, they do. They revamped it actually at the end of last year, I want to say. So it's like PlayStation Plus Premium, and all these kind of things. But yeah, there's like 3-tiered system, if I'm not mistaken, for it now. I have the middle one. So that's what I have, which I think is something like $120 a year. I think it's about $10 a month or something like that. Is that right? I don't know. It's been a while. I've been so used to it that I've always had it. Anything new that you would like to see in the Flip 5? I would like to see an all-screen front display. That would be awesome. And I would like to see a better ultra-wide camera. I think those are the only two things I would want. Maybe a better battery, but those are, yeah, I mean, the Flip 4 had a much better battery than the Flip 3. So keep going, basically. All right. I used the S23 Ultra to record the 8K and took screenshots. Turned the pictures in 33 megapixel added bokeh. The files are big, but the pictures come out very detailed. Okay, so yeah, that is really amazing. For S23 Ultra with 8K. I will do that at the next event just to see how they turn out. Takachi 4. Budokai Takachi 4. I forgot if it was you, Quiet Storm, or someone else to try to tell me, and I didn't get it. Like, I didn't get that there was going to be a new Budokai Takachi 4. I don't think it's going to be called Budokai Takachi 4, by the way. I think it's just going to be called Budokai Takachi. Kind of like what God of War did, right? It wasn't called God of War, whatever it would have been, 6. It was called God of War, and then the new one was called God of War Ragnarok. But there are 2 games that are called God of War, and so the new one was the relaunch of it. So I think Budokai Takachi will just be called Budokai Takachi. I'm very, very excited for it. That is a game that I will call out of work for. Definitely. Yes. Can you play Sony cloud games on your phone? Yes, but I believe you can only still do that if you're on the same Wi-Fi. It is called PlayStation Link, I think. So yeah, you can do it, but it's not as big as Xbox in that sense. Like, Sony is still catching up on cloud Just like Xbox is still catching up on standalone, or not standalone, but exclusive games. But man, if the Blizzard deal goes through, that can quickly change. So yeah. But yeah, I think it's called PlayStation Link, I want to say. That allows you to play PlayStation games on your phone if it's in the same Wi-Fi as your PS5. Much in the same way that NVIDIA GeForce Now does it, basically. How they use your computer at home to do it, PlayStation uses your PlayStation to do it. But that's the only way, if I'm not mistaken. I'm actually going to be getting my first Sony phone in like 5, 6 years. So yeah, I'm finally going to be getting that one. A friend bought a $65 on Amazon and traded it for the AT&T for $800. Wait, what did they buy for $65? Let me know. It sounds like they bought a phone that was really inexpensive, and that counted as a $800 trade-in for the new phone. So he came up for sure. Do you have a PS Vita? I never had the Vita. I played a PlayStation Vita when I played Kingdom Hearts. I borrowed someone's PS Vita when I had to play the Birth by Sleep game. So I loved the controls. I thought it was great. But yeah, it didn't have enough games, I would say. Actually, not even enough games, just not enough marketing, I would say even. Why aren't Sony phones more popular? It's funny because I had a meeting with Sony this past week, and that's when I found out I was going to be getting the phone and all that kind of stuff. And in the meeting, I said, the thing that I will talk about, one of the things I will point out in my video is that most phones, the majority of phones out there have Sony cameras. Samsung uses Sony cameras. iPhone uses Sony cameras. The Pixel doesn't anymore, but they did use Sony cameras. They now use a Samsung one. I think the ultra wide is still Sony. Or actually, wait a minute. No, I think they switched back to Sony with the 50 megapixel one. I could be wrong, but I think they might have switched back to Sony with the 50 megapixel one. Sony makes the majority of cameras for all smartphones. Sony also is arguably, and I'm not saying that because I use Sony cameras. Sony, please send me one. I need more. No, but I love Sony cameras. I made the switch from Panasonic to Sony roughly about I want to say a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years now, for a full transition kind of thing. So yeah, it really is just really good quality. They are number one at eye tracking too when it comes to focus. They are really, really good. Unless like I use something to block my eyes, it would stay on me. And then when it detects my eyes again, it's going to go back to me. So it's just really, really very good at cameras. The camera I'm going to be getting is the Pro I, which has an amazing, absolutely amazing rear camera. It's a 1-inch sensor. It was a full 1-inch sensor camera, first off. And then other cameras that have had the 1-inch sensor from, I think there's one by Oppo and one by Xiaomi, and both of them use the Sony sensor. So yeah, it really is an amazing brand for sure, but just one that hasn't gained much notoriety in the States. And one of the reasons is because they typically are only sold on their website and on Amazon, and that's about it. So not sold in many more places, but definitely I feel that they should be sold more, and they would sell more. I said for many years, though, and I've never changed my mind on this, if Sony had made a PlayStation phone again, not dedicated to Verizon like it was when, they first tried it. They tried one. It was called the Xperia phone, if I'm not, or sorry, the Xperia Play. The Xperia Play. It was a slide-out Vita, essentially. And if they made one today which had the exclusivity on Android or on any mobile service to play full online PlayStation games anywhere in the world, it would do amazing. It would. You would get the fan base that loves Sony, and it would do very well. It would do very, very well. But they never have done it. And if they would bring PlayStation to Android in a great way, I think it would still take off today. I think it would have taken off more. I think if Sony had done that early on when the PS4 came out, I think you would have had Sony rival the position of LG and now Pixel. And I don't even know if OnePlus would have had a chance, because it really would have taken all the gamers to their side. I can play Xbox Game Cloud without a console. Yes, you can. Xbox Game Cloud is, like I said, better. Xbox Game Pass is amazing. I acknowledge that after not knowing all its capabilities for a long time, just because I never had one. Because I got into PC gaming more at my 9-to-5 job, I really started learning more and more about the benefits of it, and it didn't have the downsides that I originally thought it did. So yeah, I would say that the Xbox Gaming Cloud is second to none in terms of just being able to play a lot of games online that are really great and high quality. Thank you for the tip about U-Break. I have several nearby. I live in NYC, Brooklyn. Awesome. Thanks, able to do so. Awesome. I hope it works out, and let me know next week if you can. What do you think a smartphone will look like in 10 years? Smart glasses. Like I have these Bluetooth glasses from Soundcore, and these are really awesome, but they're not augmented reality glasses. And I truly do believe that in 10 years time, because you didn't say 5 years, you said 10 years. In 10 years time, these will have taken over or begun to taken over smartphones, as we put all the components of smartphones inside of these. And yeah, you will have an amazing experience. An old S series Samsung's a good deal for AT&T. They'll take any S series or Z series and offering. Wow, that's an amazing deal for AT&T. I would recommend anyone jump on that for sure. All right, guys, I think we will be heading out. Yes, streaming alert. Don't want to get Ricky in trouble. We are over an hour, so yeah, I always have to be cognizant of that I cannot stay live streaming forever, and I have to make sure the kids are asleep. All right, guys, thank you so much for your time for watching. I really do always appreciate it. And if you can, I would really appreciate just giving a like, thumbs up before you head out. And yeah, I think it's sometimes, by the way, I saw last time an ad plays after the video, after I go off. If you can just watch that or even click on it and then close it, helps me out. But yeah, all that kind of stuff is always appreciated. Do you think there will get AR in cars? Yeah, we already have AR in cars. It's called a heads-up display. Higher end cars have it. I don't have it. But there already is those kind of things. So yeah, there will be more and more augmented reality, I think, for that kind of stuff in terms of a heads-up display, helping you where you have a Google Map navigation more in front of you and more things that will help you in front of you, so you don't have to look down as much. I do think that will get more and more popular for sure. All right, guys, thank you as always so much again for watching. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy.